So what went into the transition for you, making the decision to come to UCLA?
I thought it was one of the most iconic places in all of college sports. And I told Dan that it's like the conductor of the Boston Pops. It's a real privilege to hold that baton, and I think it's the same privilege to hold the microphone in Westwood.
How early did you know that this was a possibility for you to come out to UCLA?
That was a possibility. I watched every UCLA and listened to every UCLA basketball game this year just in case.
Okay.
First of all, I'm one of those basketball junkies that would stay up till midnight to watch games anyway. But I watched the Bruins with added importance this spring and was so proud when they got in and then made their run to the Sweet 16.
How much homework do you think you still have remaining for you to get ready for the football season?
I feel like I'm someone who needs to study for the GREs. I'm going to grad school here this spring and summer. The tradition of UCLA is easy to learn and obvious to understand for all of us. But for this team and for the men's basketball team, that will be my chore here over the next 3 months, is to learn as much as I can. But I'm excited about it.
Have you had any influences in your broadcasting business that you've ever modeled your style after?
Well, so many. First of all, I think just like everybody in Los Angeles, but every broadcaster in America admires Vin. And so he would certainly be at the top of the list for his ability to tell stories, his remarkable craft, play-by-play. And so he would be the top of the list. And then people like Bob Costas and Jack Buck, more baseball guys, to be quite honest.
Do you think you have a particular style behind the line?
I like our broadcasts to be warm and comfortable. I always say that as broadcasters, we can learn a lot from airline pilots. When you get on an airplane, you don't really know who your pilot is or what his background is. But if he's got a warm, comfortable voice, you're going to have a good flight, or at least you think you are. And I think when you look over the years at broadcasters who have stayed places in a long time, the fans relate to them because it's a comfortable listen. And that's what I try to do. I want to have a real comfortable broadcast that's friendly, very informative, very exciting for the fans as well, but very fair and balanced as well. We don't criticize officials much at all. But I would say warm and comfortable is my goal going into each game. The other thing we can learn from an airline pilot is that they do checklists before every time they take off, and as broadcasters you can do that too. You can check things off to make sure you get all your notes and nuggets.
You have to crash land any broadcast? Emergency landings?
Did you see the UCLA Virginia Tech Sun Bowl game? From a Virginia Tech perspective, that was a bumpy flight in and out of El Paso, Texas. It's interesting to stand next to Miles Jack today after watching him play and see what an amazing athlete he is. And I'll tell you what, when you stand next to these guys, you can see the job that Coach Moore has done recruiting. And you guys see them all the time and have met even new ones today, but there are some amazing athletes in this program. I'm really excited to watch them develop over the years. The excitement here for football is through the roof. I'm really honored to be here, but even more excited to call the games.
After starting at Virginia at such a young age, did you ever imagine, or Virginia Tech, did you ever imagine retiring there, or did you know that you wanted to move on somewhere else at some point in your career?
It was going to take a really special place for me to ever leave Virginia Tech, something very unique, something iconic. And this is the only place that I would consider leaving for. And I told Dan that when I was here last month, and it's the truth. This is a really special, unique place for a lot of reasons. The tradition, the future, the new basketball building, the new football facility, the recruiting class, the future of the Power 5 conferences, the way college athletics is shaping up, and I have family out here as well. So when you add it all together, this was a home run for me. I was able to check every box on the list, but most of all, the iconic program. This is a tremendous privilege for me. There have been great broadcasters here. I mean, there have been amazing coaches, the best coaches in the history of the sport have coached here, but some of the greatest broadcasters in the history of broadcasting have worked here too. So I'm just so privileged to get that chance. Thank you.
Thanks, Bill.